All right, so here we go. We are 2 weeks removed from the start of free agency. A lot of moves have been made by teams, and we're here to talk about the Sacramento Kings, man. I said I'd be doing a part 2 to the first video of what the Sacramento Kings should do, and this is that video. I didn't want to do it last week because I felt that was a little early, and I think this is a good time to do it. I didn't want to wait too late, so I was kind of waiting to see what moves would be made, to see if Monty McNair and Vivek were done. Kind of seems like things are slowing down, so I felt like it was a good time to do this second part of the video. So this is part 2. This is part 2, man. So let's talk about it. All right, so a quick recap of the first video that I put out a couple weeks ago. So some of the things that I was talking about is trading Buddy Hield and packaging up Buddy with Harrison or Bagley for Pascal Siakam. That did not happen. I also mentioned that we should have signed, or at least inquired, or a meeting with Jarrett Allen or Andre Drummond to help fill the center needs. That didn't happen. And I also mentioned Norman Powell as like a 6-man guard coming off the bench. That did not happen either. All right, so we're going to talk about what did happen. We did sign Tristan Thompson, which we talked about, and we still have Buddy Hield. He has not moved. We still have Marvin Bagley. We still have Harrison Barnes. So as of right now, this roster is looking like we can kind of look and see like this might be the roster we're coming into the new season with. We also did sign Alex Len. He's returning to the Sacramento Kings. He was with us, was it last season or the season before, I believe. Didn't really do too much while he was here. He was moved on fairly quickly. But, you know, we did have needs at center. Hence is why I mentioned Jarrett Allen, Andre Drummond. But instead, we got Alex Len. We did re-sign Richaun Holmes, which was a surprise to me. I thought that there would be another team that maybe offer him a little more, but he is returning, Richaun Holmes. So when I was making that video, I was under the impression that Richaun Holmes was gone. I was thinking, you know, somebody's going to, you know, pay him way more than what we will be willing to give him, but he's returning. Fan favorite, energetic guy. I do like Richaun Holmes, so he is returning. Okay. Also, I'm not sure if you guys saw my quick short, but we did sign neemias Queta to a 2-way deal, so he's going to be down in Stockton. I just wanted to mention that again, and that's kind of important to what I want to talk about a little bit, because I feel like he's good enough to be on the main roster. And now we have 3 guys who can pretty much play center in Richaun Holmes, Tristan Thompson, and Alex Len. So the Kings obviously knew that they had a need to fill at the center spot in drafting Queta and then signing 3 centers pretty much. I mean, we re-signed Richaun Holmes, we traded for Tristan Thompson, and we just signed Alex Len. So we pretty much picked up 4 centers this off season to help down low with interior defense, rebounding, things like that. I did mention in that first video, I told you guys, and some of you guys were in the comments saying no, but neemias Queta going down to Stockton, I knew that was going to happen, man. I want him to be on the main roster because I feel like he can contribute right away. He has energy. He's young, for starters. He has all the promise, all the upside in the world. Defender, and looks like he could score around the basket too, man. So I just felt like he should have been with us in Sacramento on the 12-man roster. And even when he does come up, because with a 2-way contract, you still play with the main team. Even when he does come up, we're pretty much congested at that center spot now with Alex Len, Richaun Holmes, Tristan Thompson. Now, I don't know where those minutes are going to come from. They might be garbage time minutes if we're in a blowout or something. Luke Walton might throw him out there, see what he has. But as of right now, it's not looking too promising as far as him getting quality or extended minutes with the Sacramento Kings during the season. I know a lot of you guys are really high on him. Based on the comments in the last video, a lot of you guys were really, you know, rooting for him and things like that. Let me know what you guys think about that. I want to know what you guys think in the comments. Should we have kept him on the main roster and maybe not have signed Alex Len? Because, I mean, let's be honest. We've seen what Alex Len is as a player. I'd rather see the young guy, let him develop with this roster. Even if he was just not getting many minutes, put him in and just see what he has. You know what I mean? So I'm not really feeling the Alex Len over Queta choice for the main roster. We'll see how it goes, but I want to know what you guys think. So drop your comments below. Let's talk about that. But the main topic I really want to touch on in this video is Buddy Hield. He is still a Sacramento King, right? What do you guys think about that? We did not trade him. He was supposed to be a Laker, didn't go there. I know I mentioned the Raptors move for Siakam, packaging him up. That didn't happen. I have not heard any more rumors of him going anywhere. I haven't heard any other teams possibly being interested. I haven't heard anything about the Kings in about a week or so as far as trades or any signings or anything like that. So that's why I want to do this video today. I pretty much think we're done with the moves for now. This might be the roster. This might be the team that we're going into training camp with. Now, I'm not saying that trades can't happen later on. Of course they can, of course they will. But you would think that with teams trying to get better going into training camp, you want to get on the right foot, the right start with your team for the NBA season. With training camp starting next month, training camp actually starts September 28th. I'm not sure if you guys know that. That's going to be here before you know it. We're already in the middle of August. This year's moving. Training camp starting September 28th. So teams are pretty much formulating their rosters, looking at what they have, and they're trying to get ready for next month, get ready for the start of the season. And we saw Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield actually showed up to the summer league sitting courtside with Alex Len. So I kind of feel like that was maybe a good sign. If you're a Buddy Hield fan, you want him to stay, showing support for the young guys, checking them out, you know what I mean, in the summer league. It looks like we're starting the season with him. So I don't know what to think about that. And the only reason I say that, I'm a really big Buddy Hield fan, so don't get that twisted. I actually wanted to keep Buddy Hield, but I figured when we drafted Davion Mitchell that he would probably be the next shooting guard. We still have Haliburton. I figured maybe they might move him to the starting 2-guard spot alongside De'Aaron Fox at the point. But again, maybe Davion's going to be the 6th man. Maybe he's going to be that Norman Powell type player that I mentioned in the first video. You know what I mean? I said we need that 6th man. I said we need a spark off the bench. Maybe we're going to start the season off with him being that guy. You know what I mean? Being that 6th man, being that the energy off the bench. So if Luke Walton plans on starting Davion Mitchell out on the bench this season, I think that might be a good role for him. The only question is, where does that fit Haliburton? Does he start, or Buddy at the 2-guard spot? Neither one of those guys can start at the 3. They're too small. Haliburton, he does have the height. I believe he's 6'6", but little on the skinny side. He would have to bulk up a little bit if we were going to start him at the 3. I think he would get torched around the league by guys like Paul George, Siakam, LeBron's, Brandon Ingram's, Tatum's. Like, those guys play like that 3 spot. I don't know if he can guard those type of positions right now. So that means that would Buddy start? I mean, I feel like right now we have a lot of guys who are kind of the same size, same height, and pretty much we have a lot of 2 guards right now, right? Who's going to be the starter? Who's coming off the bench? And do we keep Buddy Hield? Those are the questions right now. We don't know. We're going to see. When I made that first video of what the Kings should do a couple of weeks ago, right, I was under the impression that the Sacramento Kings were trying to make a playoff push. Right now, this roster is a very odd roster to me. When you look at it, we have Buddy Hield, Haliburton, Davion Mitchell. All 3 of those are 2 guards. None of those guys can play the 3 spot. I mean, because you're going to have to guard guys like Tatum, Paul George, Brandon Ingram, also, and then we still have Terrence Davis. You got to think about that. Another 2 guard. We're very congested at that 2-guard spot right now. Alex Len at the center. He's nothing to write home about. I'm not trying to knock him or anything like that, but we kind of know who Alex Len is. If you're familiar with the league and things like that, Alex Len is not going to be moving the needle one way or the other for us. I really don't believe that. We still have Harrison Barnes. We still have Buddy Hield. We still have Marvin Bagley. Those were the 3 guys that I thought that we would move on from to get better. But right now, when I'm looking at this roster, I don't see a playoff team. Got to be honest. Kind of disappointing free agency, period. I liked what we did in the draft, but again, Neemias is going to be down to Stockton. Davion Mitchell probably is going to be off the bench. Alex Len was our other signing. We acquired Tristan Thompson, so a little bit of depth at the center spot, but again, nothing really to write home about. We kind of know what we have from Rashawn Holmes, good energy guy, but lacking in interior defense. If you ask me, we still have questions about the small forward spot and the power forward spot. I don't know if Marvin Bagley is going to be that guy for us. We'll see. Maybe they're going to give him one more year, one more shot to see if he can stay healthy and get a consistent year of maybe getting 30+ minutes and then reevaluate where he is and if they want to re-sign him or if they want to move on from him. Harrison Barnes, they were already trying to move on from him last season, so I don't know why we haven't heard anything about him possibly being traded maybe to a contender or for us to get somebody else in that spot. I just felt like Pascal was the perfect guy. The last thing I heard about that was Toronto was committed to him and they weren't moving on from Pascal, so it doesn't look like he's going to be going anywhere. The only other guy I feel like maybe that is attainable for us that we could possibly go get is maybe a Brandon Ingram. I know that I've heard that he didn't really see him and Zion fitting together long term, so he may want to move on at some point. And I feel like here he could be the main scorer. He could be our 25, 27, 30-point guy every night. You know what I mean? And you still have your Foxes, you still have your Haliburtons to be the playmaker. We need that 3 spot. As you guys could probably tell right now from me between this video and the last one, I really want somebody on the wing. We need that 6'8", 6'9" guy who could put the ball on the floor, who's a threat offensively, 3-level scorer, and that's all we're missing. Again, right now, as presently constructed, I don't see this team being a playoff team. I feel like we need more moves. If Siakam is not going to be moved from the Raptors, I would look at a Brandon Ingram, and if we can't do that, then we're just gonna have to come into the season with Harrison Barnes, and I'm assuming Marvin Bagley again, and it's probably going to be another disappointing season. I'm not trying to be a pessimist about it, but I just got to be honest. I mean, if you know this team, I just don't think that's good enough. I mean, if you look around the league, teams are getting better, and not only that, teams that were already good, they have the chemistry. They're going to come back. The Utahs are going to come back. Clippers, Phoenix. Don't sleep on a team like New Orleans. They're trying to prove something. They want to re-sign Zion. They want him to stay there long term. How do you do that? Making a playoff push. So they're going to be competitive. A team that nobody's talking about, Minnesota, Karl Towns, Anthony Edwards. They got real deal talent down there. You add a piece down there, now they might make a push. You know what I mean? So we got our work cut out for us. Did we get good enough to compete with all those teams that did? Not forget the teams that did make the playoffs. What about the teams that didn't? The New Orleans, the Minnesotas. Can we beat those guys? You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's where we are right now. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Again, I kind of feel like it was a disappointing free agency period for us. I feel like we should have and could have did more. I feel like there should have been a trade by now between Harrison, Bagley, Buddy. I feel like a couple of those guys probably should have moved on, especially Buddy. With Haliburton and Davion, Terrence Davis. I mean, and maybe he is still going to be on the move. Who knows? But we have not heard anything as of yet. But right now, I think we need more, and maybe we'll be doing another video talking about another trade or something in the next couple weeks or a couple days. We'll see. But again, the training camp starts September 28th. The NBA season starts October 19th. And right now, I just don't feel like we are good enough. We have some good pieces, but I don't feel like it's a playoff bound roster right now. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Also, too, if you're feeling generous, go ahead and hit that. I got a Streamlabs link to where you can donate. Shoot a tip over to your boy, man. That would definitely be appreciated. Trying to keep this thing going full time, but you guys know how it goes. The only way something like this will work full time is if I get the support for doing it. You know what I mean? So if you guys like what I got going on, we can continue to grow. We can get some of you guys on here. We can go live, talk about the Kings, do podcasts, do giveaways, all that stuff. I have a lot of good ideas for this channel, but it's all going to depend on the participation and the traction that the channel gets. So let me know what you guys think, man. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Man, free agency, kind of disappointing. No big trades. We'll see where the Kings go from here.